Imagine the end of a reasonably expensive dinner. The waiter brings the check in one of those little black leather books. You open your wallet, pull out a dark, heavy metal credit card, and drop it on the table. It makes a solid sound, a metallic click. In that exact millisecond, your brain is flooded with a microdose of dopamine and silent pride. You think about the airport lounge access. You mentally calculate the 3% cashback or the multiplier points you are going to earn on this meal. You look at that 18-gram piece of metal and feel, with absolute certainty, that you are winning the financial game. You are a smart investor, making your money work for you. That is exactly how the chief financial officers of the largest banks in the world want you to feel. Today, we are going to open the black box of the premium credit card industry. We are going to understand why banks spend billions of dollars offering you rewards, reveal how they used casino engineering to hack your decision-making system, and expose the hidden math that guarantees the house always wins. The first thing you need to delete from your mind is the idea that the bank gives you points because they like your financial profile. The bank is not rewarding you. The bank is gamifying you. To understand how this works, we have to look at one of the most fascinating studies in the history of behavioral economics, conducted by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Researchers organized a sealed bid auction for highly coveted basketball tickets. The room was split into two groups. The first group was told that if they won, they had to pay for the tickets strictly in physical cash. The second group was told they could only pay using a credit card. The result shocked the economic community. The credit card group placed bids up to 100% higher than the cash group. The exact same people, watching the exact same game, in the exact same stadium, were willing to pay double the price. Neuroscientists call this the monopoly money effect. The human brain has an extreme biological difficulty processing the value of something that is not physical. When you hand over paper bills, you physically feel your reservoir of resources shrinking. But when you swipe a piece of plastic or tap your phone on a terminal, the friction is zero. The event of the purchase is psychologically disconnected from the event of the payment. Banks know that if you use a card, you will statistically spend 12 to 18% more in any retail environment than you would if you were using cash. So offering you 2% cash back is not a benefit. It is a cheap bribe to ensure your brain disables its emergency alarm and continues consuming the other percentages. But the engineering of consumption got much more sophisticated when banks introduced reward programs, airline miles, and premium annual fees. They copied the exact architecture of Las Vegas. When you walk into a casino, the first rule is that you cannot bet real money. You have to exchange your dollars for colored plastic chips. The goal here is to destroy your value anchor. Throwing a blue chip on a roulette table does not hurt, because your primitive brain does not recognize the blue chip as accumulated labor. The premium credit card does the exact same thing to your daily life. You are no longer spending $100 on an unnecessary dinner. You are earning 300 points in your loyalty program. You stop being a rational consumer evaluating a cost, and you become a video game player trying to beat an invisible high score. And the fuel for this video game is a brutal accounting snare called the break-even trap. The most coveted cards on the market are not free. They charge annual fees ranging from $250 to $700. When an average person acquires one of these cards, they immediately enter financial justification mode. They open a mental spreadsheet and think, if I use the $200 annual rideshare credit and eat out enough times to earn the $300 in dining points, the card pays for itself. This is Wall Street's greatest magic trick. The bank just transformed you, a consumer who maybe ate out once a month, into an unpaid employee for their partner restaurant networks. To break even and recover the $500 annual fee you already paid, you are forced to consume $5,000 in superfluous goods and services throughout the year. You actively alter your standard of living, inflating your monthly overhead, choosing more expensive restaurants, and buying plane tickets you did not actually need, all under the mathematical illusion that you are extracting value from the system. You are running on a treadmill, sweating blood, just so you are not punished by the fee you voluntarily accepted. And even if you are the perfect consumer, the one who pays the statement in full every month and never pays a single cent of interest to the bank, you are still quietly funding this machine. There is a toll that operates in the shadows of every transaction called the interchange fee. Every time you swipe your heavy metal card to earn your luxury points, the restaurant or the retailer is forced to pay 2 to 4% of the purchase price directly to the card network. To avoid going bankrupt, merchants across the country silently raise the price of every product on the shelf to cover this invisible tax. This means that modern inflation is, in part, a private tax collected by credit card companies. Low-income individuals who pay their bills with debit cards or physical cash are paying more at the grocery store to subsidize the first-class flights and VIP lounges of the people holding the premium cards. The system was designed from end to end to gamify your consumption, inflate your lifestyle, and tax your daily survival. So how do you use the tool without becoming its product? You execute the sterile bridge protocol. You do not destroy your credit cards. They are essential to build your credit score, protect your money from internet fraud, and facilitate cash flow. But you completely sterilize their emotional charge. A credit card must be viewed strictly as a debit card with a 30-day processing delay. Nothing more. If a purchase would not make logical sense if you were using physical cash, it does not make sense with the card. If the only argument for buying a luxury item or choosing a more expensive hotel is the mental phrase, "At least it will generate points," you just lost the game. The reward should never be part of the decision-making process. It is merely unintended change that you collect after the inevitable transaction has already been made. Put your statements on auto-pay for the full balance, block the notifications for partner promotions, and stop looking at the colorful reward charts in your banking app. The goal of capital is not to give you access to a leather seat in an airport before your delayed flight. The goal of capital is to buy your own time back, so you do not even have to be at the airport if you do not want to. Do not play in their casino. Unplug the video game. Beat the simulation.